Some adventurers seek fortune and treasures in the mystery of the mountains, others in the depths of the oceans. Still others pursue riches across the sands of time. We, however, seek our fortune in the thrift stores, garage sales, and auctions. We are Minimal Adventure Treasure Hunter. So this is a Salvation Army near me. It's a family store. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Maybe, nothing X-rated, PG-13, I don't know, G. It is kind of like a Christian store like a lot of these things are. It's a decent-sized store. It's not bad at all. So I have been here before. I found a couple of things, nothing crazy great. But, it's a good-sized store. Lots of clothes. I almost never find clothes. I never look for clothes. I'm not into it. You can find some interesting stuff. It seemed like the Made in This was having a clearance sale. All these, fluorescent, burn the screen raincoats and stuff. I don't know who's going to buy these things. I mean, who even wears raincoats like these? But, kind of crazy. The other thing that I was amazed at was the number of wedding dresses that they had. They had at least 20 wedding dresses. And I'm thinking, what do these represent? Who's giving their wedding dress to a Salvation Army? Like, each of these is like, what, a divorce? Because if you are giving it away, that means you are angry. You don't even want to sell it at a consignment shop because you need money. Like, this is an angry divorce wedding dress. It's got to be bad juju to go to the altar in one of these things. I mean, it's just amazing. And these things are like $200. So if you need money, go to a consignment shop. My God. So, of course, they have, all the books and things like that. I love looking in these back rooms. I can't tell you how bad I want to go back in there and root through stuff, real Pick'n style, but I can't do that. So, books, CDs, I generally don't have the patience to look through it. They do have records, and I've gotten some records, but you got to get lucky. You got to get there at the right time. Generally, this is like old Jim Neighbors, South Pacific waltzes, Christmas stuff, and so. Nothing that I'm looking for. I'm looking for rock and roll kind of stuff. So you gotta get lucky. And today didn't look like I was gonna get lucky at all. So, but the one thing that if you did see this was a magic organ. If you saw me go through that. So again, thought this was a family store. You can put your own genitalia joke in there. Toys. I always like looking at toys. I'm looking for vintage toys mostly. These are all bright, shiny, plasticky, and new. Some Barbie stuff. I got a weird thing where I look for Barbie stuff. I think it's, nostalgia for my sister's Barbie camper that I always wanted to play with that I felt like I never could. This marble game's fun. I actually got one for $1 not too long ago, a little nicer than this. This looks cheap, so I didn't bother with it. Record players. I love records. Where's a record player? Looked crappy, and it says vintage. And if something says vintage, it is not vintage. Something says collectible, it's not collectible. Stay away from that stuff. I mean, who makes something that says, oh yeah, this is vintage? Makes no sense whatsoever. So, did not give that a serious look whatsoever. Telescope, I don't know. People buy these and then, I can't tell you how often I see them at, places like this, thrift stores like that. Bunch of games, again, always looking for games. I like games, puzzles, stuff like that. 98% of it is, again, bright, shiny, and new. Not what I'm looking for. This is a Hot Wheels thing. I saw the Hot Wheels logo. It's got to be one of those things where you can shape and mold the cars. You have like those wax sticks and stuff, and the mold for the car. But it was, again, no box, no instructions, so, I just passed. It's not going to work. It's one of those family, like, B-Tech kind of things. It didn't have batteries in it. Not too looking at it. So, this is a Fisher-Price thing. I had this thing when I was a kid. I don't know. It wasn't so cool. It just went along, moved along, clicked and clocked. This thing didn't even click, and the guy had a serious neck injury. You think it would be worth something. You always think your own things are worth something, but I found one in a box on eBay that sold for like $8. So this wouldn't even been worth it. So, sometimes you just pass. So I saw this thing. It wasn't with the toys, but I loved it. All the face and this like big clunky size. This Fisher-Price was 2015. I knew it wasn't worth anything. There's not going to be any 3-year-olds getting all nostalgic looking on eBay for their toy, their baby toy. But it was just so cool. I just had to try it out and see what it could do. So I'm walking along, and they have all these GI Joes, bag after bag of them, each bagged up, uh, vehicles and things like that. Probably had to be worth something. I think they were looking at the dates. Most of them were like 2002, 2004. There was a lot of them. I looked at a few. I didn't know what they were, so I passed. This thing was crazy. It's another Barbie thing. Like, what's going on with the Barbie stuff? And so this is an airplane, the Friendship airplane. I actually sold one of these, but it took 6 months, and I sold it for $20. I started it at 47, and it sold for 20. This barely had any of the pieces, the accessories with it. And the crazy thing is, they were looking to sell it for like $40. So somebody again looks on eBay, sees some crazy number for the best one, all the accessories, and they sell it for that. So that's insane. Um, this was a crazy scale. So where did this come from? Who had this in their house? So I love it because it's vintage. So I'm gonna weigh my little guy that I'm gonna buy there. He's gotta be pretty light. So and what it is you're gonna see this is you slide those things back and forth, and there is in the top right hand corner there a little essentially level with a bubble, and you're trying to get the bubble right in the middle. So my little dude, I couldn't get it to register. So I thought, okay, well he's too light. So I get my own fat ass on there, and and I'm trying to adjust it, and I couldn't get it to work. I don't know if I need to be more patient, but I could not quite get it to work. But it was cool, and it was selling for I think $30. So it would be impossible to ship on eBay, and I don't know who's going to want it. So I passed on it, but it was kind of cool. You don't see this every day. So I ended up going back to the records. I saw a guy walk around with like a Foreigner record, and I thought, oh my God, I missed something good. So I went through them again, did not find them, but I did find some 8-tracks. I'm not a huge 8-track guy, but I got a player. And this was Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. I do have to apologize for the fact that this track, the video clip is upside down, total amateur move. So again, 99 cent, Jethro Tull, I passed on that one. Probably should have taken it. But and then there was these Savoy Brown. I don't know if you have ever heard of them. I've not. I thought
So here's the haul. Nothing
the
great.
graphics on them were really cool. So I took 2 of them. I listened to a quick YouTube clip of them. They sounded decent, so I took those. Otherwise, it was like there's some Beach Boys and Moody Blues. There was Bread.
Definitely most excited about.
None that I liked enough, unique enough for me to buy. It was ticked off though that I apparently missed some pretty good records. So here's my haul. Nothing that I'm going to be able to really sell on eBay to any degree. I spent $6.32. I guess that's an cheap price for an entertaining afternoon. It was fun for me. Like I said, I did get those 3 8-tracks, cheap and easy, $1 each. Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, I'm definitely will like. I would assume I'll like that one. I like Black Sabbath. So I listened to the Savoy Brown. I didn't like it. It's kind of a bluesy rock. There's some good moments, but I don't like it enough to take my time getting used to it. So I'm going to sell them on eBay. So what I want to hear from you guys is, what do you think they're going to be worth? They do both work. You can kind of see the labels are bubbly, so that might be a bit of an issue. But I'm guessing I might get 15. Let me hear what you think. We'll see who's right. So I bought the Dancing Fisher-Price guy, $3. Again, he's too funny. Again, I got such a kick out of it. You can imagine all the inappropriate things you can get this thing to say, because it records like a 3-second clip and have this cute, funny face, say some super inappropriate things. Like how he dances, like how he moves. I do plan to take him apart. I'm going to do a separate video. I want to take a look at the motors inside, the LEDs inside. I'm not sure if you could hack it in some way. So look for that video. Hopefully shortly. But again, it's just a kick. I love how this thing moves and lights up. It's really kind of neat. So hey, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, please consider subscribing. I appreciate any comments, suggestions that you might have, and thanks. Have a good one.